What's up, Ragin Nation? This is Alex here, and you're watching the Ragin Ronin review. And last weekend, I saw Hugo, the first 3D film directed by Martin Scorsese. And the last one I really enjoyed was The Departed. Was that his very last film? As soon as I saw the trailer for Hugo, I was actually pretty excited. I was thinking to myself, I want to know what a Martin Scorsese directed children's film in 3D would look like. The story is really about the character of Hugo. He secretly works in a train station adjusting the clocks in the train station. There's lots of clocks in there, and he just goes inside it, and he winds up the gears and all that stuff. So he learned a lot about fixing things, like mechanical things, and he has a huge interest in it. And before his father died, played by Jude Law, the one thing he wanted to do was fix this automaton. It's like a robot, and getting it to work because it can write things. So in this movie we have a lot of very memorable characters. We have characters played by Ben Kingsley, Sacha Baron Cohen, Asa Butterfield, who plays the title character of Hugo, Chloe Moretz, who plays Isabel, Ray Winstone, who plays Hugo's uncle, and the amazing Christopher Lee. And the first thing I have to say about this movie is that as you watch the movie, you really feel that these are great characters. Every character serves a purpose and is interesting. And to top things off, you have great characters with amazing performances played by the cast. So I have no complaints about that at all. The characters of Hugo and Isabel really brought out the innocence in what children are supposed to be like when they're that age. And it's all about being in this adventure because children love to create adventures for themselves. Martin Scorsese even puts characters that are really minimal supporting roles, but they really do have a purpose in the movie. You'll see in the end of the movie what I mean, because there's some characters that you're thinking, what are they even doing there? Like, is it just to like fill in time? But you'll understand why they're there, and the result at the end of the movie is quite satisfying. When you're watching this movie, you feel like it is what a children's storybook would be like if it were to be put in real life. Because you have these characters like Ben Kingsley's character, who is the one who says no to children. He's always the one that says, no, you cannot do that. You are going to put your toys away and you're going to go to bed. You know, he's that type of character, and we've seen this type of character before. Ben Kingsley does such an amazing job that he really brings life to this character. And of course you have Sacha Baron Cohen, who plays the train station inspector, and really what he does is just captures lonely wandering kids around the station, and then he puts them in jail so that they can be taken later on to the orphanage. And this type of character is a classic children's storybook character, because you always have like a witch who tries to take children away. And we've seen this type of character before, but once again, Martin Scorsese just handpicks these actors to play these classic roles that when you watch these characters on screen, you feel like this really feels like a children's storybook, and thanks to the performance of the actors. So definitely a great job. He's mean, he's bumbling, kind of clumsy, and a little bit scary at times, but he's the type of villain that's kind of likable. So because of that, once again, an amazing performance. And you have Christopher Lee, who is always iconic on screen, no matter what role he plays. Just the way he looks, his voice, the way he portrays himself, he's just perfect for every role that he plays. I think Martin Scorsese really did a really incredible job in making this movie come alive. The set designs, the cinematography, the direction, you have his signature long takes that just go on, and just the camera moves in the movie really just put your mind into the story. And Hugo really is proof that Martin Scorsese is a very versatile director. He can direct all types of movies. I really do like this movie, but I felt that something was missing about it. Originally felt that this movie was about the robot, the automaton. I felt that the movie was supposed to be centered on the automaton and getting it to work, but it's actually bigger than that. They kind of stopped talking about the automaton like sometime halfway through the movie, and it started talking about another type of subject, something I totally did not expect. Because of that, I felt a little lost, because I was thinking, where's the story going with this? Because we keep on finding new discoveries, and that is really interesting. So it is like an adventure, But I felt that there was some relationships and some story elements that were missing that could have been resolved. Jude Law's character was only there in a flashback, but I was really expecting a little more near the end of the movie. In some ways, I got a little lost in the story, but was still interested at the same time. Because Martin Scorsese is really great as a director. He's able to keep the movie going along, but at some point near the end, I was just thinking, there are some things that still need to be resolved, isn't there? So that's how I feel about it. Not a big deal, just because I still enjoyed the movie from beginning to end. But I do have to say one thing is that for a movie based off a children's storybook, it is a very mature type of movie. What I mean by that is, it starts off really exciting, but then later on, there's a lot of dialogue, and I'm not sure if this is the type of movie for children, because I think a kid really has to pay attention or have a really, really big attention span to really enjoy this movie. It's more about these children discovering things as they continue to unravel this mystery. But throughout, there's not really a whole lot of action in this movie. So I have to say it is a very adult type of children's story, if that makes any sense. Anyways, as I was saying before, if this movie's in 3D, I have to critique the 3D. I'm gonna have to go on record saying that this movie is the best 3D I have ever seen in a motion picture movie. I really believe that in Hugo, they have really shown us what the technology can do. I am officially an advocate of good 3D. This 3D really puts you in the movie. Not only were the environments popping out at you, but you just have a bigger appreciation for the art form of having a movie in 3D in general. There are scenes in the movie where you're just following along from the first person point of view, and you really feel like you're in the movie, and it's just great. It is beautifully shot, and I highly recommend this movie to be seen in 3D. Overall, the movie really captured my attention, and I was really curious about how it was going to end. I enjoyed the hell out of it. There's my review for you. Rotten Tomatoes gives it 96%. Just because of those little story elements where I was a little bit lost, I would give it an 8 out of 10, but still overall a really good movie. And definitely watch it in 3D. And I can't end this review without mentioning Howard Shore's score was simply breathtaking. It really just put you in that feel of that children's adventure. So he did a really good job with that, and I think I'm gonna buy the motion picture score. Great movie, highly recommended. Go and watch it. This is Alex Yu, and thanks for watching the Ragin Ronin review. Peace. Crude looking, and it just has evil written all over it. Like, I don't know the whole story of Bane except that Bane breaks Batman's back in the comics. That's